Welcome back everybody. Stealth and assassin builds are one of the three main archetypes you can pursue in Skyrim. In this video, we will be exploring mods that not only enhance your stealthy gameplay, but also add new mechanics and immersion to all assassin character builds. So let's jump straight into it. The first mod we're going to look at today is a new mod called Book of Shadows, Behaviour based Stealth Editions. This mod adds several new mechanics to stealth gameplay. They include fully animated masks, which conceals your identity, so if you have a bounty on your character, wearing a mask will mean the guards will not recognize you. If you remove the mask, however, they will recognize and arrest you. Be careful though, while wearing a mask, committing crimes will still get you a bounty, so you can effectively have two separate bounties on your character with this mod. If you are caught, however, these bounties will be merged together. The next mechanic adds smoke bombs to your arsenal. The smoke is fully animated. Any NPCs caught in the cloud will also cough and lose vision, allowing you to make a quick escape or gain an upper hand on the battlefield. I found this really cool and helpful in a lot of situations when I played using this mod. This mod also gives certain NPCs and enemies war horns, so they can act as a sentry that will sound an alarm and attract attention to their allies. This adds great depth to your stealth gameplay, as you now run the risk of alerting a sentry who can attract more enemies to your location. The horns are visible, however, so you can prioritize killing sentries before any of the other enemies. And lastly, this mod also allows you to perform non-lethal takedowns of other NPCs, effectively choking out your enemies. This, however, does require you to have your right arm unarmed and facing the back of your enemy. All in all, this mod is fantastic and adds a great deal of variety to your stealth gameplay and asks you to think about your decisions on how to approach different scenarios. The next few mods are all about improving how sneak works in Skyrim. In the vanilla game, sneaking is very simple and often overpowered, with many unrealistic scenarios occurring. That's why the next mod I'm going to show you, called Realistic AI Detection, is very important to have. This mod, known as RAID, recalibrates Skyrim detection formula to improve and balance the realism of sneaking. It puts more emphasis on lighting an NPC line of sight, rather than the level of your sneak skill. So for example, sneaking in broad daylight is more likely to get you caught. Which brings us nicely onto the next mod called Dynamic Weather and Time-Based Detection. This mod works alongside RAID to change how weather and time of day affect your sneaking. At night, NPCs will have reduced vision, and when it's raining, NPCs will struggle to hear you. All of these effects are also cumulative, so if it's raining at night, your sneaking becomes a lot more reliable than say during the day in broad sunlight. Both of these mods together add a lot more realism and immersion to your stealth gameplay. And the last sneak mod is called Detection Meter, which adds a new UI feature to your game. The meter will display when sneaking and show the direction of each NPC that has a line of sight on you. As the meter fills up, this indicates how close you are to being detected, and when it begins flashing, you are fully detected. The meter also comes in two different states, a white bar for friendly NPCs and a red bar that indicates an enemy who will become hostile when detected. As a result, this makes sneaking in Skyrim a lot more dynamic and interactive. Now we're going to look at a couple of mods that improve followers for stealthy gameplay. In vanilla Skyrim, followers made sneaking virtually impossible because of their attack on sight nature. This first mod, called Better Stealth AI for Followers, gives you a dialogue option where you tell your follower to not initiate combat with nearby enemies unless the enemy or your character has attacked first. And the other mod is called Stealth Kills for Followers, which allows you to direct your follower to perform stealth kills on other NPCs. These mods together made the game really enjoyable for me and an experience I've never encountered before in Skyrim, where I was able to take down a whole dungeon with just my follower and without being detected. It can be a little frustrating at times, with the enemy needing to be in your line of sight, but overall was very fun to play around with. Next, we are going to look at a series of animation mods for stealth gameplay. The first mod is called First Person Combat Animations Size Matters. Specifically, we will be using this mod for the dagger animation, which features a really nice reverse grip style that I think looks really cool and suits an assassin character. And then for all the sneak animations, we will be using the Vanargand and Goetia animations by Verolevi. In total, there are 8 of these sneak animations, the first one being Sneak Idle, Walk and Run, which replaces the sneak animation when you have no weapons equipped. Onto melee combat, we have sneak thrust attacks for both single and dual wielding. These attacks include both normal attacks and power attacks for sneaking when equipped with specifically swords or daggers. And then you have the counterpart called sneak strike attacks that features similar animations but for maces and axes. Moving on to range combat, we have sneak archery animations, which adds a really nice relaxed stance for sneak archery. I specifically really like the movement when you have your bow drawn. And of course, for any crossbow users, we have the sneak crossbow, which also has a very nice relaxed stance, similar to the sneak archery stance. And then last but not least, we have the Goetia animations Sneak Magic, which replaces the animation when equipped with spells or staffs when sneaking. Overall, all of these animations work really well together in combination, and I would highly recommend you give them a go. Next, we're going to look at some mods that improve magic gameplay for sneak characters. The first and most important one is called Magic Sneak Attacks, that enables you to perform sneak attacks with magic and spells. By default, the multiplier will be set at 2 times damage, but this can be configured in the Enai file. It is also compatible with perks that affect sneak attack multipliers, so you can legitimately become a stealth mage. The next mod is called Triumvirate, that adds several new mage archetypes to your game, including a shadow magic archetype. The shadow mage features spells from several different schools, including alteration, destruction, and illusion. Most of the spells center around keeping you in the shadows, or increasing movement by allowing you to teleport to your enemies, or draining spells that absorb health and magicka from enemies around you. This mod does really well to expand the spells you have at your disposal and creates fresh and exciting new gameplay loops. The next magic mod is called Enhance Invisibility, that expands upon and improves the vanilla invisibility spell. You can now interact with objects such as opening doors or opening chests, or even stealing items without your invisibility being broken. It also fixes the appearance of the spell, so invisible characters will be more distorted and slightly easier to see. All of these settings are configurable. You can even make it so your invisibility spell doesn't break after killing an enemy, which is a little overpowered, but it's fun to play around with and experiment. Overall, these 3 mods make sneak magic gameplay a lot more fun and viable in-game. And lastly, the next few mods are not essential, but just some great little extras that will add to your stealth gameplay. The first one is the armor I've been wearing this whole video, which is a replacer for the Dark Brotherhood armor by 4th Unknown. There are a lot of great Dark Brotherhood armors, but this one is personally my favorite. It has a lot of attention to detail and looks simply fantastic. Next is the dagger mod I have been using, called JS Unique Utopia SE Daggers, that replaces several unique daggers in Skyrim with high resolution retextures and meshes. This mod covers favourites such as the Blade of Woe, Mehrunes Razor, Keening, and many more. Fantastic mod that has incredible looking daggers. The next mod adds a new mechanic to Skyrim called Take a Peek, that allows you to look through the keyhole of doors even if they are locked. A little stealth mechanic that's both immersive and fun to use. And thanks to one of my viewers who recommended to use the mod Lockpick Doesn't Activate, which stops the door from being opened when using Take a Peek. And lastly, we have a couple of mods that help with stealing in Skyrim. The first one is called Mum's the Word, that removes the stolen tag from worthless items you steal, so long as no one has noticed. Simple yet highly effective mod that adds a little quality of life to Skyrim. And then we have the mod Pickup Radius, that works in all aspects of the game, but is great for stealing. It's a simple mod that allows you to loot the same or similar items in a radius upon pickup. It also comes with a MCM menu where you can configure the settings to how you like it. It's great for saving time when you're trying to be sneaky. And that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. I had a ton of fun making this video, and all of these mods made my stealth playthrough a lot more enjoyable, so I hope you enjoyed it as well. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.